Well, for the last time in 2011, it's time to go rallycrossing. We're here in Sosnovar in the Czech Republic for round 10 of the European Championship. And absolutely glorious weather out here. The crowds have flocked to this wonderful, wonderful circuit here. And as you can see, lots of local attractions bringing the folks out as well. So we're going to get to the racing action. And first of all, we're going to have a word with Tanner Faust from America. It's his first full season, or was his first full season in European Rallycross. He did have championship hopes and won a couple of rounds. Let's see what he thinks right now.
One race to go, third position. That is not the champion. Where did you lose the championship?
At the halfway point, we're number one, and we knew that Belgium and Holland would be the two events that would be difficult because they favor the longer wheelbase cars a little bit. And also, Andreas stopped running alongside me, so with the two-car team, you have a bit of an advantage in setting the car up quickly. So I think those two rounds, that was it. That was the end of the championship. Belgium was a mixed result, and then Holland was a mixed bag as well, and then to get an exclusion there, then the championship was gone.
Well, it's a shame for him. Let's hope he does come back next season and give it another go. Been a great asset to European Rallycross through the whole summer has Tanner Faust. And like he said, those couple of races in the middle of the season not doing him any favours. This is Frode Holter, another man who won his first championship round with his Volvo earlier on in the season, but his challenge faded as well.
Can you tell us where and how you lost the championship?
I don't really know, but I think maybe in Netherlands, you know, with Tanner Faust and me was fighting, and Tanner was getting this black flag, and I was not coming to see final, not the final at all, so it was 0 point there. So I think maybe there it was when we lost.
You're now in fourth position, one race to go. What is realistic for you?
Realistic is third place. I hope also second place, but it will be hard.
Well, they've been battling out all summer, Tanner Faust and Frode Holter. You can see that incident again there in slow-mo. Tanner nudged Frode out, and that was the end of both of their days, I think, that weekend too. Well, another man who had high hopes at the start of the season here, Liam Duran, debuted Monster Energy Drink as a major sponsor on the Citroën C4, owned by Kenneth Hansen earlier on in the season. Had a great start to the year, but unfortunately, again, things went a bit awry through the summer for Liam. And let's hear from his team owner, Kenneth Hansen.
Liam this year have struggled a little with sometimes bad luck and of course some mistakes, some technical failure and so on, and just not his year. For Teamer, I mean, of course you can look forward to battle about the championship, but still he's a rookie this year in supercars. So we, for the sure, I mean, in the end of the season we were looking perhaps that it could be a championship win.
It was my first learning year in supercars, and I have some small problems till the start. Not very good results on the two races, first one, and then on the second part I do one mistake in Holland when I crashed the car in the third heat, and I was in the B final, and the champion Sverre Isaksen is win there, and I think it was the big gap for him from me.
The when I win in Österreich, then I feel this is going good. So there was Österreich that was starting.
And you're going to close the season with a victory?
Yeah, of course we need that, and this is my lucky track. I like it, and Stina, she likes it as well. So it's nice weather and everything. So we hope for that.
Sverre Isaksen there, new champ again, referring to his car, calls it Stina. That's the Ford Focus. You can see him there, spanking around the racetrack with Tanner Faust. He's had a great year all over. Had a couple of low points, but in the end came good once again. Now we get to the racing. First heat for the Super 1600s. Nearest, I was going to say to the camera on the right-hand side there, that's Christian Petrokovic from Austria, but being left for dead into the first corner here in Sosnovar by Andre Smetana with the Puma. Don't see too many Pumas in Super 1600 racing. And just to explain that these cars, there are three different divisions or three different classes we're going to be seeing today. Supercars, which are the massive turbo 2-litre monsters, about 600 brake horsepower. Also the Super 1600s right here, normally aspirated front-wheel drive 1600 litre engines, and we're also going to be seeing the touring cars, which are 2 litre, normally aspirated as well, but rear-wheel drive too. So out in front in this heat is Andrej Smetana. Second of all is Thorsen with the Corsa, and Christian Petrakovic from Austria goes on his Joker lap. Perfect opportunity to explain once again the way rallycross works is during the heats they have 3 heats to set the quickest time they can, and it's 4 laps. One of those laps they have to go or take a Joker lap, which is an extra corner on the racetrack. They can do it first, second, third or fourth lap, it doesn't matter. As those two out there battle for the lead, that's Andrej Masada and Thorsen in the Corsa, actually going tooth and nail for the first spot in this particular heat. Oh dear, that's Christian Petrakovic out. It looks like either a mistake or someone must have bumped him. And Christian Petrakovic, very, very good indeed, all throughout the summer. As Andrej Smetana goes on his Joker lap, that's Vaclav Vaverka going all over the place with the Peugeot, trying to catch him and also trying not to run in the back of him as he comes out of the corner, off into the mud. Let's hope he can get restarted again. So, that's Clemens Meyer, one of our regulars on the tour with the For Sale Skoda. Let's hope there's good things in the future for Clemens Meyer. But for the moment, still in the lead, that's Thorsen with the Corsa. And he goes on his Joker lap now. Let's see if the rest of the pack can catch him, and indeed they do. Clemens Meyer goes past, and Andrej Smetana just, I was going to say not quite made it, but he did. He manages to get past the Corsa. That's the whole idea of the Joker lap. Really, really does throw everything up in the air throughout a race and makes rallycross so exciting. But the heat win this time round goes to Clemens Meyer with the little Skoda. Smetana was second, Thorsen third, and Petrakovic did get running again to finish in 4th place. Well, more Heat 1 action again with the Super 1600s. Nearest to the camera, that's Johan Larsson with the Citroën. Andreas Backerud, newly crowned champ with the Gulf oil colours there on the Clio, takes the lead into the first bend. And also in this heat as well, we've got Daniel Holton, I beg your pardon, Yaroslav County, and Zdeněk Čermák as well. So it is Andreas Backerud, where he's been most of the season, actually, out there in front. And Andreas with the Golf car from Norway has had such a great summer. A number of event wins, been consistent. Everybody actually managed to, all the championships in European Rallycross were wrapped up at the last race we had on the tour. And like I said, one of those was Andreas Backerud. Very, very happy, very young man as well. And he's still in the lead over Zdeněk Čermák, one of the local guys. Johan Larsson with the Citroën trying to run him down. That's Yaroslav County in the Peugeot. And like I said, 4 laps for each heat. Whoever has the quickest time of 2 of the combined heats goes to the pole on the A final in each class. That was Johan Larsson taking the right-hand turn to go on the Joker lap just there. Which means that Yaroslav County will move up technically into 3rd place on the racetrack, but not necessarily because he's yet to take his Joker lap, as is the 2 in front of him as well. That put Johan Larsson dead last, unfortunately. So with 1 more lap to go, it's still Andreas Backerud doing what he's done best all summer, being in the lead. Second place, local man Zdeněk Čermák. And this time round, Andreas will have to take the extra corner on this Sosnovo circuit. So out of shot, there they go, and Andreas Backerud easily joins in 1st place, but by the looks of it, that was Zdeněk Čermák losing a place, and unfortunately, oh dear, I think that's Yaroslav County in the Peugeot, managed to roll it. That looks quite horrendous as well, with the axle hanging off and all sorts of things going wrong for him. At least hasn't got a long tow home, but that's not going to be much consolation. Andreas Backerud does indeed take the heat win. Daniel Holton was second with the Saxo. Zdeněk Čermák ended up finishing 3rd, and Johan Larsson with the C2, 4th. Right, we move up to the touring cars. Heat 1 for them on the right-hand side. Koen Pauwels from Belgium. Also, we've got David Norgaard, Roosendaal, Gjordi Fodor, and Mandy Kasser as well with the Astra. And it is Roosendaal. Well, I was going to say he's in second place, but manages to get past Cone Powell's, who was in the lead. I would say they're trading paint, but they're actually trading body panels. Cone Powell's car looks relatively unscathed, unbelievably. But I was going to say, Roosendaal's car out there in front doesn't look that badly damaged either. So I don't know where all that stuff came from. But it didn't look too great as they went past it. No, I beg your pardon, that's the one of the wheel arches gone on his car. So Cone Powell's in second place, perennial second and third place finisher on the podium at the end of the weekend. But that's done him quite well in the championship so far this year. He's had a really, really good season. Hasn't taken an event win yet, Cone Powell's, but really not been far off at all. These two Fiestas absolutely battling it out round here. Can Cone Powell's nip up the inside? It almost looks like he's got the legs on Roosendaal with, like I said, very, very similar Fiestas indeed. Oh, dearie me, that's David Norgard out by the looks of it. I hope that's not on fire. I think it's probably just overheated by the looks of it. But anyway, he's out of the running at the moment. Well, that was Roosendaal going on his Joker lap, but he seemed a little unsure and lost a lot of speed going round there. So Cone Powell's takes over the lead as Roosendaal rejoins in second place. Let's see how this all shakes out as well, because Cone Powell's, when he goes on his Joker lap, if he can get round there quick enough, he will still get round that extra corner and out in front of his main competitor in this race. Yeah, he has opened up quite a big margin. So we're probably about to get a great graphic illustration of going on the Joker lap and how long it takes as well. So this man from Belgium, his first season was the season this year after being in supercars last year. It goes on his Joker lap right now. Let's see if he can get out in front of Roosendaal. Indeed he does, but only just. The thing that's very noticeable as well is the car that's on the Joker lap carries considerably less speed into that bend after the Joker lap than the guy doing the regular lap does. So anyone that's not on the Joker lap catches the Joker lap car very, very quickly indeed, and has a bit of a hell of a job slowing down, but it worked out well that time, and Cone Powell's takes the checkered flag for that heat win. Roosendaal was second, Georgi Fodor was third, and Mandy Kasser with the Astra in fourth place. Okay, more Heat 1 action for the touring cars. Nearest the camera, your new champ, Lars Øyvind Enneberg, outgoing champ. The last time he can wear the number 1 on the car, that's Derek Tohill. And to the left-hand side of your screen, that's Anton Marklund. Anton with the Ford Fiesta. In the lead, that's Lars Øyvind Enneberg with the older style Ford Fiesta. We've seen this car a number of times throughout the season. It's very well set up indeed. Obviously, he won the championship. But Lars Øyvind Enneberg drives his car an awful lot of the time on 3 wheels. Does absolutely drive the wheels off it, literally and figuratively. Derek Tohill, the outgoing champ from Ireland. There he is in the partsforcars.eu Ford Fiesta. Hasn't had such a great summer this year. Still done pretty well, but just not quite as good by his own very, very high standards. Yeah, just a bit of a bittersweet weekend for him. It will be the last time he wears the number 1 for at least another year anyway. So Lars Øyvind Enneberg is great driving style out there in front. He's putting quite a bit of distance between himself and the other couple of racers in this heat. And he goes on his Joker lap this time round, and he's followed by Derek Tohill as well. So there's not going to be a shake-up or any advantage gained or lost, because they both did the same thing at the same time. And Lars Øyvind Enneberg again opened up quite a considerable distance between himself and Derek Tohill. And not far to go till, well, about that far really, till he takes the checkered flag. And he gets the heat win for Norway. Derek Tohill from Ireland in second place, and Anton Marklund was third. Right, it's Heat 1 time for the supercars here in the Czech Republic. And the first car's away on the left-hand side of the racetrack, defending an European champ again. Sverre Isaksson gets a drop on everybody out the gate. Right behind him is Peter Hedström from Sweden. That car borrowed from Jochen Koeks from Belgium. Slots very, very nicely into second place, and everybody else trailing in their wake at the moment. Wow, we haven't even done half a lap yet. Well, these are the Tour regulars out there in front. Obviously the Tour regular, he won the championship. That's Sverre Isaksson, but bringing up the rear, by quite some margin. Some of the local drivers, that's Bartos and Palag Bozak as well, and the Seat Leon of Brunat too, but they're not going to figure in this by the looks of it at all. Sverre Isaksson absolutely back on 100% form and pulling away from everybody else. On board now with the big guy from Norway. This is all about time anyway, so it's just about how fast he can get this car around the racetrack in 4 laps, one of those being a joker as well. And as if by magic, he does indeed take his joker lap right now. And Sverre Isaksson this summer started off with a win at Lytton Hill in the beginning of the year in April. Didn't do too badly after that, but really faltered at a couple of races, had a lot of mechanical problems, but definitely got it back together. He's always very proud of saying is that his team are the best, and they certainly did figure that out very, very well indeed. Well, by the proverbial country mile, it is Sverre Isaksson taking that heat win. Great start to his weekend. Peter Hedström was second, Bartos third, Palag Bozak fourth, and Brunat was last with the Seat Leon. Okay, more Heat 1 action for the supercars. Nearest the camera, Liam Duran, the Monster Energy drink car. Next to him, Thomas Häkkinen, Guttorm Lindenfjord as well, being nudged out. I say nudged out, that's more of a nice big shug by Stig Olaf Wolfridsson, and Pavel Kutny thought he was going to get round that first corner there with the Fiesta out there in front, but didn't quite make it indeed. So we're on board with Liam, who is following round Thomas Häkkinen and Stig Olaf Wolfridsson. That's Guttorm Lindenfjord with the little Skoda. We haven't seen Guttorm hardly at all this summer, but it really is great to see him back here in Sosnova. The battle for the lead though, Stig Olaf, followed by Thomas Häkkinen. And Thomas as well had a good summer as well with the car owned and prepared by Per Eklund. The great news for rallycross fans as well, Per Eklund is here racing his Saab this weekend as well. It's not just the young guy from Finland racing one of his car, the old master is here too. So Pavel Kutny doing his very, very best to try and catch him, as is Liam Duran as well. But at the moment, it's all about Stig Olaf with the little Helmia Clio. Thomas Häkkinen. Oh, Thomas goes sideways on that corner. Liam Duran doing a great job of driving to miss the two of them that came together. I think that was just one of those things. That was a racing incident. I think Thomas Häkkinen slid it a little bit wide, and Pavel Kutny just collected him on the way through. So, bonus for Liam Duran. He moves up to second place. And Guttorm Lindenfjord now is in third. But Stig Olaf out there in front and staying out of trouble, most importantly for him. Liam Duran a bit of a margin back, but not as far as you'd expect. He moved up a couple of spots as a result of that unfortunate incident. So Stig Olaf, both him and Mats Leeson running team cars this summer and doing very, very well at it indeed. So Liam Duran takes the regular lap. Not so for Stig Olaf. Liam goes into the lead. And on board with Liam with the Monster Energy drink C4. The young man from Great Britain had a bit of an up and down summer. He did win his first ever European Rallycross event last summer, but he will be winning this heat as well. Nice job, Liam. And second place, Stig Olaf Wolfridsson. Guttorm Lindenfjord was third, and unfortunately the other two were out after that accident. Well, more Heat 1 action for the supercars. The man who would have been champ if it wasn't for Belgium and the Netherlands, by the sound of it, that's Tanner Faust. Next to him, the exciting new Citroën DS3 of Kenneth Hansen up against René Munich. And on the left-hand side there, that's Andy Scott from the UK with the Ford Focus and a bit of first bend bunching, or a lot of first bend bunching, actually. René Munich gets the front of his car squash. Tanner Faust stays out of trouble and slots very nicely indeed into second place. Kenneth Hansen with a slightly now battle-scarred Citroën DS3. Oh, Kenneth going a little sideways there, and it looked like the front wheel had actually collapsed on Kenneth Hansen's car. I think it might have done, yeah, because he's out of it, and so is Andy Scott as well. So René Munich takes over the lead. Yeah, you can see the left front wheel rather askew there for Kenneth Hansen. I think that first bend bump did a little more damage than cosmetic, unfortunately for him. So René Munich out there by quite some margin at the moment over Tanner Faust with the Rockstar Energy Drink Ford Fiesta prepared by Andreas Eriksson from Sweden. Unfortunately, Andreas was on the tour as well. Well, he still kind of is. He's in the pits with the rig, but not out there racing, sadly. He wrote his car off very, very badly at Hollies in Sweden at his home race, and we haven't, unfortunately, seen him since. So Rene Music goes on his Joker lap, Tanner Faust doesn't, and Tanner Faust assumes the lead as they go past the stricken car of Kenneth Hansen. Quite an exciting development that as well for Rallycross, the Citroen DX3 being developed for the supercar class by Kenneth Hansen. But it is, for this heat, Tanner Faust taking a heat win, much to the pleasure of the crowd and the applause. Rene Munich was second, and Andy Scott did get finished there in third place with the Focus.
We had a small say touch in the first corner and something break down in the suspension in the front, so I couldn't continue and come to the finish.
Is this the car for next year?
Yeah, that's our meaning, to run this car next year, and that's why we are here also, to try it and to feel a little how it is in the competition.
Well, I was going to say that's more than a love tap as well. We get sandwiched between Andy Scott and Rene Munich. Managed to keep going for a little while, but unfortunately something failing on the front of the Citroen. He's got plenty more chances this weekend though. So team driver for Stig Olaf, that's Mats Leeson, the young guy from Norway. Ludvig Hunsbeth, not a young guy from Norway, but still very experienced and very quick as well. That was Michael de Keersmacher. And making up the rest of the heat here, Jos Kuipers and Frode Holter with the blue Volvo. Oh, and all over the place on the left there was Michael de Keersmacher. Who's going to come out first out of that first bend? By the looks of it, out the window, it is Mats Leeson in the lead with Jos Kuipers in second place. Frode Holter from Norway as well in third. And Ludvig Hunsbeth, it's almost a Norwegian benefit race, this one at the moment. The younger guy, though, from Norway at the moment, that's Mats Leeson, is out in front. Frode Holter, his fellow countryman. Frode had big hopes for 2011. And like I said, did win a race earlier on in the season. Was the points leader for, well, about 5 minutes, unfortunately, for him. And but getting towards the sharp end, the business end, the one where they crown the champ, it's only one man, that's Ferret Isaacson, who's got there. But Mats Leeson as well. Mats won his home race up there in Norway. He's had a great summer too with the Clio. And in third place, Ludvig Hunsbeth normally has a bit of an up and a down time. Sometimes up, sometimes down once again this year. That new Volvo for 2011 it took a little while to come round, but when it did very well. Got a podium as well, got second place in a recent one of the recent events too. So a lot more like it for him as well. So it's Norway, Norway and Norway again, as we get back on board with Frode Holter. You can see Mats Leeson out there in front. But Frode not be able to do anything at the moment about catching him. So it is the main battle at the moment, by the looks of it, is Michael de Keersmacher trying to take Ludvig Hunsbeth. A little bit of a squirm under braking there. Ludvig slides it sideways all the way around that corner. Beautiful four-wheel drift for that Volvo, but still doesn't make any progress on catching Frode Holter. So Mats Leeson with an extending margin indeed. I think they're all going to have to go on their Joker laps on this last lap of the racetrack here in Sosnova. And indeed they do. There goes Mats Leeson, there goes Frode Holter, there goes Ludvig Hunsbeth and Michael de Keersmacher. It's very rare, actually, you see everyone take their Joker lap all at the same time. But it seemed to work out for everybody. No incidents, no problems. And no changes of position as well, which is a bit of a surprise. So last couple of bends, and by the looks of it, Mats Leeson going to be taking his first heat win of the weekend. Real nice driving job for the young guy from Norway. And there he is across the line. Frode Holter a battling second place. Ludvig Hunsbeth was third, and Michael de Keersmacher, unfortunately for Belgium, was in fourth. Well, a lovely day here in Sosnova as we get ready for Heat 2 action for the supercars. We just saw him there. We see him again. Mats Leeson. There's Tanner Faust. That's Svein Roger Andersen with the white and green Volvo sandwiched in the middle of the two of them. But it looks like it's Mats Leeson again. Gets the drop on everybody out the gate. Look at that. Nice driving job from Tanner Faust. I was just going to say, it looked like he backed off and went wide to go in that corner to cut up the inside coming out of it. And it certainly paid off. He got straight past Svein Roger Andersen up into second place. So Tanner decides, discretion being the better part of valor, goes on his Joker lap early on in this race. rejoins in third place. Now, the theory behind this is that if they're stuck in traffic, if you like, the whole idea is go on the Joker lap, which is the extra corner, slot back in at the back of the pack, go round and round as fast as they possibly can, try and make up the time, so then when the 2 or 3 guys in front take their Joker lap, you've made up enough time to slot back into the first or second spots. So that's what Tanner Faust is obviously hoping to do. He is some way back, but like I said, he's just been on that extra lap already. So Mats Leeson in the position he's only ever been so far this weekend, in first place. Yeah, Tanner really not too far away at all. And this time round, Mats Leeson will have to take his Joker lap. He's put some distance between himself and Svein Roger Andersen. Also, Tanner Faust as well. Very, very good chance Tanner will be at least second in this race when Svein Roger Andersen takes the extra corner. And it looks like Svein Roger Andersen's actually pulled off. He must have a problem. So Tanner Faust definitely will be in second place. That's a commentator's curse for you, if you ever heard one. So this time, let's see if Mats Leeson, indeed he does, just slots back in front of Tanner Faust. That's the way the Joker lap works, folks. It does make it very, very exciting, especially towards the closing stages of the race. You never know exactly who's going to be won or who's going to be winning until they come out of that last bend and go across the finish line. So it is Mats Leeson with the heat win for Norway, and Tanner Faust from the USA with the Ford Fiesta was second. Shame of that, Svein Roger Andersen unfortunately ducking out of that heat. Well, the MSC Motorsport pits of Andreas Eriksson's where we're going right now to talk with Tanner Faust.
We've been chasing some handling problems, and I've been trying to drive a smoother, and so it feels a little bit on the sloppy side. I'm not feeling able to really get like a clean lap down. We go into the third heat still chasing problems, which is not the best way to be when Isaksson is nailing it every time. I'm not sure our finishing position in the second heat, but we'll have to really push hard in the third one.
Well, we'll see how Tanner does in the third heat in the second half of the show. Join us shortly for that. Welcome back to Sosnover in the Czech Republic for the last round of the European Rallycross Championship for this summer. Championship's already wrapped up. It's all for the glory of the round win now for these guys. Ludvig Hunsbeth there gets set ready to go. And again, this is an all-Norwegian race. Left-hand side, Ludvig Hunsbeth. Middle is Frode Holter. And on the right-hand side, Sverre Isaksson. As Tanner Faust said in that interview a little bit earlier, absolutely nailing it every single time. First bend first, you're not going to get past him after that. Frode Holter slots into second place. And Ludvig Hunsbeth in another Volvo is in third. So Sverre Isaksson with a slightly older version or slightly older Focus doesn't seem to make any difference to his driving or speed at all. It's still a very, very quick car indeed. And his team doing a great job setting up the car here for this circuit once again. New for 2011 for Ludvig Hunsbeth was that Volvo. Like I said earlier, he's had a pretty up and down summer. But mostly now getting better and a lot quicker as well. Although no one at the moment as quick as Sverre Isaksson. Look at the distance he's pulled out between these two already. That's really quite something. Just within a lap and a half, he's something like about 8 or 10 seconds out in front of these two already. So Ludvig Hunsbeth takes his Joker lap, gets out of the slipstream of Frode Holter. So everybody now rather well spaced out indeed, and well, if he keeps going like this, Sverre Isaksson will be on pole in the A final once again. 1 year ago today was when he wrapped up the championship last time, but he's already done that. He can have a nice relaxing weekend and enjoy his rallycross here in the Czech Republic this time round. So he goes for his Joker lap. Fantastic in-car shot as well. Let's see where he comes out compared to Frode Holter. I think Frode did exactly the same thing. Indeed he did. Oh, and Ludvig Hunsbeth almost gets him on the inside as he comes out of that Joker corner. But not quite. The order is resumed as it was before they all started doing their Joker laps. For first stop on Norway, it is Sverre Isaksson taking the heat win again by, like I said, quite some margin. Frode Holter was second and Ludvig Hundsbeth third. Well, look, Frode Holter did have some problems then in that heat. Let's find out what they are right now.
The clutch is wrong. We have the clutch pump, something wrong with it. We have, I don't know, now we try to take it out and change everything. We change clutch and everything, but I think it's the pump. But everything have to be changed now, and we need to do better than 6, so we will try in the third heat.
Well, the man having no trouble whatsoever so far today. Countryman and fellow competitor, that's Sverre Isaksson.
When we look at your car, it looks like it's very, very smooth. How much work is there in? Is this your work? Whose work is this?
No, it's, of course, this is a lot of work with the car, and we have the team behind here, and they're working with the car the whole time. A lot of control, we check it, and also Stina and me is very good buddies. That I can tell you for sure.
So you're now on pole. You're going to finish the season in beauty with a victory?
I hope so. I like this track. I won it last year and the year before, so I go for it. There's no problem.
Well, Sverre doing a great job, and the team as well, proving why they once again #1. So it's time for Heat 3, the last time they get to put up a time to get into the A, B or C finals. That's Ludvig Hundsbeth. We saw him a minute ago. Stig Olaf Wolfridsson with the little Helmia Clio. Also of real interest, the Best Buy Fiesta in this race. That's David Binks from the UK. It's an Andreas Eriksson car, much like Tanner Faust. A lot of bumping and banging going on there. That's René Munich going round the outside with the little Skoda. But it is Ludvig Hundsbeth last in the last heat, but first this time round. Clear racetrack in front of him. René Munich in second place. Goes on his joker lap right now, turns right. And that's René Munich with a very rapid little Skoda. We've really missed Michael Jernberg this summer. He had the quickest and fastest Skoda in all of Rallycross last season. Pushed Sverre Isaksson really hard all year. Unfortunately not around to play this summer. But he has been playing, he's been racing out in America. So definitely keeping his hand in Michael Jernberg. But sadly not in Europe. So René Munich. Well, I was going to say, René looks like having all sorts of problems. That doesn't look like a gear selection problem. It looks like, lost a tyre on the rear. That makes it lock up, and that's the end of his race. So sad for him as well, because he was running very, very well indeed in second place. So, Ludvig Hundsbeth first. In second place, Stig Olaf Wolfridsson. The more experienced guys definitely rule this time round. And Ludvig getting the grips with that Volvo very well indeed. So last time round, Stig Olaf really not far off the tail of the Norwegian. 600 brake horsepower, turbo 2-litre engines in these cars, all four-wheel drive. Oh my goodness, huge accident on the main straight. That's Alexander Haval. And in the background there as well, you saw David Binks. That was huge. So that effectively ends the heat. Ludvig Hundsbeth takes the heat win. Stig Olaf was second, and unfortunately, as you probably guessed, no one else finished. Well, more Heat 3 action. Mats Leeson on the inside, Liam Duran and Tanner Faust on the outside as well. Tanner goes wide again. Let's see if he can do his very, very cool trick. Wide and then very tight up the inside. Didn't quite work that time. Liam Duran had the door shut. Nice driving for Liam and the Monster Energy drink car. And, Mats Leeson out in front in this heat. Very exciting first couple of ends. Liam Duran goes on his joker lap right now. But the stewards out there waving the red flags because unfortunately that was a jump start. So they've got to come round and do it again. But there is a large but here. On the restart, look what happens in the joker lap. In the distance there, you can see that's Liam Duran going barrel rolling, going end over end. And what a sad way to end Liam's season, on the back of a tow truck with a wrecked car. We hope to see him back next summer, but that's a real sad end to the year. Mats Leeson took the heat win, and Tanner Faust almost immaterial after that accident with Liam, though. So, B-final time for the supercars. Michael de Keersmacher on the front row next to Tanner Faust. Behind them, swerving all over the place, Ludwig Hunsbett, and that is Per Eklund on the left-hand side. I mentioned him earlier on. He's going all the way around the outside with the Saab. It's normally just Thomas Häkkinen on tour, not this weekend. I was going to say Per Eklund doing a bit of proper rally and going straight off that corner, but it didn't help him at all. He's still only in third place. That Ludwig Hunsbett with a rather banged-up Volvo by the look of it. At the moment, though, Tanner Faust looks like they may have got the handling issues worked out on the Ford Fiesta in the lead. Svein Roger Anderson is second. He's obviously sorted whatever issues he had out as well. No, Ludwig Hunsbett off to the side of the racetrack. It looked like he was really fighting that for some reason, so something must have gone wrong for him, and a shame to end his weekend like that. Getting very dusty as well here in Sosnova. So Tanner Faust in the lead, Svein Roger Anderson second place, third place the legend himself, Per Eklund, and I think in fourth, yep, there he is, Michael de Keersmacher from Belgium. So Tanner, this is a lot more like it from the American. This was the sort of driving we saw from him earlier on in the season. And whoever wins this race, don't forget, goes onto the back of the grid for the A final. So chance to earn more points. Yellow flags out. The Tanner coming round this corner. That's somebody stricken out there, unfortunately. Ah, that must be, yeah, on that bend there. That was Ludwig Hunsbett. But Tanner Faust really doing a great job now, opening up quite a big lead in this B final. So if it stays this way, he's going to get a chance to race for all the marbles in the A final as well. But unfortunately, well, I say fortunately or unfortunately, it's good and bad. Great if you win, but the bad news is you've got to start from the back of the grid in the A final. But he'd rather be doing that than just finishing second in the B. So goes for his joker lap, gets around that relatively unscathed by the looks of it, and takes the heat win. Congratulations to Tanner. He will be on the back of the grid for the A final. Per Eklund was second place. Great return for the old master. And Svein Roger Anderson was third. Okay, A final time for the touring cars. Championship already decided. It belongs to him. Lars Oven Enneberg from Norway wrapped it up at the very last stop on the tour. One more time. Can he take another win? Derek Tohill as well next to him. Cone Powers, Anton Markland, and Roman Castrol in this race as well. Now, Roman Castrol won a few races in a row recently too, so he was really challenging for the title, but not so. Lars Oven Enneberg back on form and back on top and out in front in this one as well. Derek Tohill nudging round the inside into second place. He doesn't want to go down without a fight in the last race ever, well, say ever, this season, with the number one from Ireland. He's in second place. Roman Castrol in third with the Opel. And Roman goes on his joker lap earlier on. As I said before, a lot of drivers prefer to do that. Instead of getting stuck in traffic, go on their joker lap, gives them a bit of a gap in front when they come out so they can go around as fast as possible. And then when the leaders, they hope, go on their joker lap, they will slot into first place. Cone Powers at the moment in fifth, our perennial podium finisher. Normally around about third place. He's had a second place recently as well. But at the moment, unfortunately in this race, he is fifth. So Lars Oven with the older style Fiesta out in front. Derek Tohill doing everything he possibly can to run him down. In third place as well, that's Anton Markland. And Roman Castrol in fourth place. Not used to seeing him quite that far back. But don't forget, he's been on his joker lap already. So Lars Oven, one of the cooler driving styles you ever see. Three wheels with a pair of sunglasses on. Got a couple of seconds over Derek Tohill from Ireland. And Lars Oven really going out in style in 2011. He's already wrapped up the championship. Cherry on the cake, I think, is the proverbial metaphor. If he can take this last event win as well. That's Cone Powers and Anton Markland some way back from the leaders, though. Yeah, there's Roman. Don't forget, Roman's been on his joker lap, so this could be very interesting when the front pair take that extra corner in just a minute. Well, there you go. Derek Tohill goes on his joker lap, and Roman Castrol indeed does slot past him into second place. So it is still Lars Oven Enneberg in the lead, but he hasn't been on his joker lap yet. The man in second place, Roman Castrol, has, but he's quite some way behind him though. Can't imagine that Lars Øyvind Denneberg will have too much trouble getting around that extra corner and not be back out in front when the checkered flag drops. But anything can happen in rallycross, and to be honest with you, more often than not does. Hence the fact I've lost my voice more than once this summer. It just gets very exciting and very, very close indeed towards the end of the race. So Lars Øyvind Denneberg got one more lap to do before he has to go on his joker. There's Roman Castrol. And I'll say it again, been a great season for the man from the Czech Republic. His home race here in Sosnova. Hoping for a little more than a second place, but to be honest with you, he'll take it. Finishing second to the champ isn't the worst thing to do in the world. But at your home race, you'd always like to win. And Derek Tohill there in third place. That's Anton Markland in fourth. And Koen Pauws, by the looks of it at the moment, not going to be on the podium. And indeed he's not. Lars Øyvind, it is then that takes the win. Roman Castrol, quite a distant second place. Derek Tohill third. And Koen Pauws not on the podium. He's down there in fifth place. Excellent race as well for Anton Markland. And an excellent summer all round for everyone with the touring cars. Well done to them.
We take the victory and take the championship in Poland, so we went here to win this race because I had the victory here last year, but I lose it on the last lap last year, so I really want this victory, so it feels amazing to win here now.
Well done to Lars Øyvind. That's Derek Tohill, outgoing champ, and Roman Castrol celebrating as well. So the last A final of the summer for the Super 1600s. The man who will be #1 next year, that's Andreas Backerud. The car was actually gold at the last race because his team decorated for him to win. That's Stephen Bossard as well, driving Ido Rakhmatulin's Twingo, getting ready for next season on the front row of the grid as well. Right next to him, that's Krzysztof Skorupski from Austria. So it's Andreas Backerud and Skorupski absolutely tooth and nail into the first bend. Third place, Jussi Leppähalm, and on the outside as well, that is Stephen Bossard. Like I said before, Stephen normally drives his very own rapid car in French rallycross, and oh dear, unfortunately a couple of them coming together out the back there, and that's by the looks of it, Ulrich Linnemann in fifth place. Indeed it is. So it's Andreas Backerud again in the lead, the #3, but only for these last few laps of the season. He will be #1 all next season. Well, Jussi Leppähalm in second place with a Clio. In third place, Stephen Bossard, that really cool looking Twingo. That was driven earlier on in the year by Ido Rakhmatulin from Russia. And Stephen as well, great racer from France. And when he turns up, he's always a threat on the tour. But for the moment, Andreas Backerud, few car lengths over Jussi Leppähalm. And Andreas, like I said, shame they didn't keep the gold scheme on the car after the win a few weeks ago at the last race. Obviously gold because he won the championship. So, well, look at that as well. Stephen Bossard manages just out of shot there to get past Jussi Leppähalm for second place. I told you Stephen Bossard was good. He really is indeed. So he's in second place at the moment. Only a couple of laps to go. Oh, and that may be why Jussi Leppähalm, with lots of smoke coming out the front. I think there's a tyre disappeared off the front right-hand side of the car. He's still going, but slowing down quite a lot. So an unfortunate end to the year for him. Definitely not so for Andreas out there in front. Just another lap and a half of the season to go. And so far today, we've had one Norwegian win in the touring cars. That's Lars Øyvind Denneberg. He won the last race and won the championship as well. And by the looks of it, we're going to have two Norwegians winning today, barring any major disasters. Andreas Backerud, another Norwegian who wrapped up the title at the last race, and another man on the way to a win. So he's just got the joker lap to go. So round he goes, as does the Twingo driven by Stephen Bossard. We seem to have lost Krzysztof Skorupski as well. I was quite expecting him to be up there in the order because he only... Ah, there he is, I beg your pardon. He's popped up in second place. He's been out of shot the whole time, and he's just been waiting to pounce. So Krzysztof Skorupski really shaking up the order here. I was just going to talk about him, saying that he's only raced in 6 races this year and he's won 3 of them. So done very well indeed. A shame to end for Jussi Leppähalm like that. Smoke coming out from underneath that car, but he wants to get all the way to the finish line for the points. Stop me if you heard this before. Andreas Backerud takes the win. Krzysztof Skorupski, second place, sliding all over the place with the little VW. Steve Bossard was third, Linneman fourth, and Daniel Holton with the Saxo is fifth place. Well, as everybody celebrates with Andreas Backerud, we'll hear from the man himself now.
It's quite amazing. The team and me have done a really hard work during the season and pre-season, and I'm just really thankful that I can be here.
What are the plans for next year?
Right now, I don't know. I hope that I can collect the sponsorship for next year to be in the same heat, the same team with the same car. I don't know. I just know I'm really happy and all the air is out of me.
Well, one very tired and happy man by the looks of it. Congratulations to him and everybody in Super 1600 for a great season. Well, once again, for the last time in 2011, the supercars line up for the A final. First off, we saw Timo Timojanov, Sverre Isaksson, Mats Leeson getting set in the Clio. Kenneth Hansen as well, testing out the Citroen DS3, and he's in the A final. Good news for him. But Sverre Isaksson and Timo Timojanov away together off of the line. Frode Holter as well on the left with the Volvo. Tanner Faust slots in there, and unfortunately, look at that, a lot of bumping and banging going on. Mats Leeson manages to catch the edge of Timo Timojanov, but for the lead, this is Frode Holter and Sverre Isaksson, absolutely door handle to door handle. And the first time all day that Sverre Isaksson's been headed, and it's in the A final by Frode Holter. Oh, it looks like Frode might have made a mistake. Let's have a look at that start again from on board with Tanner Faust. Lots of bumping and banging going on. Yep, Tanner trying to avoid Mats Leeson, didn't quite do it and knocked him round the corner. You can see the two out front there absolutely rubbing door handles all the way through. And it's still Frode Holter in the lead at the moment. Sverre Isaksson takes his chance up the outside. Frode Holter hit a massive bump there, got bounced all over the place, and Sverre pounced just at the right moment. It is the big guy in the first up focus again in the lead. The only time he was headed, would you believe, was on the start of this race. So he's number one again. Frode Holter in second place. What a shame for Frode. We really thought that Frode was going to give Sverre a great race and a good run for his money. It's not over yet. But Frode now, a little bit of a gap now between him and Sverre. That doesn't spell good things for the man with the Volvo. Anyway, the rest of the field in third place. Mats Leeson from Norway, great season for him with the Clio. Goes on his Joker lap nice and early. And where's he going to come out? Well, he's coming out behind Kenneth Hansen and Timo Timojanov. Great bit of driving by Mats Leeson. Can he take that fourth place? Indeed he does. Timo Timojanov goes too wide on that corner, gets out in all the marbles and covers our cameraman with dirt. But Kenneth Hansen, his first race with the Citroen DS3, his first race for a while with the DS3. He did run it in Sweden. This isn't the first time it's been out, but developing it very, very well indeed. That man knows his Citroens. He's in third. Mats Leeson is in fourth place. The two Norwegians out there in front by quite some margin. And, well, Kenneth Hansen's finding himself in a Norwegian sandwich at the moment. Two of him in front, one behind. Tanner Faust seems to have tailed off somewhere at the back as Frode Holter goes for his Joker lap. Where's he going to come out? And it looks like he's coming out very slowly indeed, so I can only think he's got a problem. Oh, what a shame for Frode. He was doing so well in second place. It's Kenneth Hansen who moves into second. Well, Kenneth Hansen, he's got three cars here this weekend. This is one of them, Timo Timojanov. Oh, and Tanner Faust up the inside of Timo Timojanov and takes him out by the looks of it. Very difficult to see what happened there. That may have just been a racing incident. There's lots of dust around here in Sosna. It's very, very difficult to see. But one man who's having no trouble seeing because he's got a clear racetrack in front of him. That is Kenneth Hansen. There you go. Second is Kenneth Hansen. Kenneth goes for his Joker laps now as Mats Leeson goes straight on, as does Sverre Isaksson. So Sverre still in the lead. Mats Leeson now slots into second place. Look at the dust. It's very, very murky out there. Hard to see for these drivers. Kenneth Hansen in third. And Kenneth Hansen, like I said, he's got three cars here this weekend. Him, Timo Timojanov and Liam Duran. Oh my goodness, Mats Leeson rolls the car. That was absolutely unbelievable. Look at that end. I was going to say end over end. Sorry, side over side. That was awful for Mats. Not sure what happened there. The car just must have dug in because he was on his own. Well, it could be the dust. It could be the bumps. Who knows? But Mats Leeson is out. Kenneth Hansen's up to second place. I think it's his teammate, Timur Timojanov, in third place. What a heat. What an A final. That's the last one of the year. And I've done my voice in again. Sverre Isaksson takes first. Hansen second. Tanner Faust was third after all that. Timojanov fourth. And Frode Holte limped to fifth place.
Yeah, that was perfect. Stina, she's best. We are the best. The best team, the best sponsor, the best. Everything is best now. And victory on the last one, perfect. That is, what more can you get?
How did you describe your season this year?
The season now, we start on top. We was two races in the bottom, in the basement, and we take everything serious, working, and then the victory coming. And after that, it was not that easy, but when we are there, everybody know it, and then I know it, and then we know it. So then, yes!
Perfect finish of the season, and this is a good start for the next season, I think.
I think so. We got a good measuring for the new car, and so it still needs improvement, but I mean, to finish second is quite well. It's tricky conditions with all the dust and so, but in the end it was good for me.
The last two events have been a big struggle, coming from the B main and then luckily getting on the podium. So that's the long way to do it. I definitely get my money's worth on track time, though I get some extra laps more than anybody, it seems. But yeah, very, very happy. I think Timo had some problems and I almost rolled, and he kept me from rolling really. But from then on, the steering was completely wrong on the car, but made it back, and I'll take a podium spot in this series anytime.
Well, Tanner Faust, like I said, a great addition to the Tour this summer. Him and the Rockstar car have been great all year, but none have been better than Sverre Isaksson from Norway. The Norwegian flags are flying. That was such a great A final. What a way to wrap up the 2011 season. So much action, so much drama. We couldn't script it any better than this almost most of the time. And it just ended up with Sverre taking the event win, repeat champion, and that last image of Mats Leeson rolling. What a way to finish the season. We'll see you in 2012.